Have you thought more about what you'll do after retirement?
Of course, I have a pretty good plan that I feel very solid about, very passionate about, and when the time comes, I'll be able to focus on that 110%.
Any memorable moments looking back in Atlanta that stick out to you?
Yeah, it was when I first came in the league. It was fun playing against Smitty and the Kimbe and those guys, and Blaylock. I enjoyed those moments and trying to go to the rim and trying to challenge Mount Matumbo. Those are always fun moments, and it was. I remember doing the All-Star game. We were doing an event, and the Kimbe was here. And my oldest daughter was with me. And I said, "That's the Kimbe Matumbo." And she looks at him, and I'm not sure if she understands really. And I said, "He's one of the best defensive players of all time. Let's go say hello." So I go up and I introduce him to Kimbe. He says, "Hey, hi." and he puts his hand out to shake her hand, and she looks at him. She goes, "No, no, no." And we both just fell out laughing. It was like, she knows him from the commercials. She doesn't know him from,
Now, Kobe, when you think about cities like Atlanta and Orlando, places on the East Coast where, you would only go one time this year, is there added pressure to show up, to perform and play minutes, serious minutes in those kind of games?
I wouldn't say added pressure. I mean, it's fun to be able to get out there and play. I mean, it's even if my body's a little sore, it's not that moment. This moment's not coming again. Pulling up to the arena and getting ready for the game, it's not going to happen again. And walking down the tunnel and so forth. So it's important to try to enjoy these moments as much as possible.
Kobe, for all your successes, you're going to Detroit now. Do you ever think about that 04 finals?
Of course.
Is that one you'd like to have back?
Of course. Of course. Still eats at me. Absolutely does. And I'm upset that I gave Richard Hamilton something to brag about. Because up until that point, he never beat me. And that just kills me. Kills me.
Kobe, ever since making the announcement official at this review, have you had any concerns that you'd be being showered with gifts from opposing teams or anything like that?
No, I mean, that's a good concern to have. It's a good concern to have. It's always a little awkward for me. I don't really know how to respond much other than just saying thank you. I feel like what's been going on with the doing video tributes and the response from the fans and the players as well. To me, that's the most special. That's more special than any gift.
What made you tell Byron in game last Saturday?
I have no idea. I don't know. Just slipped out. It was about the minutes. I said, it doesn't matter. I'm not playing that shit anyway. And he was like, and then when I looked at his face, and I realized, I said it, and he was just shocked. And I just said, you know what? I'm just leaving him like that. I'm not even going to try to soften it up. I'm just going to mess with him a little bit. And then after the game, he just kind of walks by and he goes, "Hey, remember what you said during the game?" In the process of teaching during the course of the game, hopefully I can make more shots, but really just trying to talk a lot. Talk to D'Angelo, talk to Julius, and JC, and just helping them progress.
Kobe, recently Sports Nation featured an impersonation of you, Brennan Armstrong. You did the impersonation. You actually commented on, I believe it was Twitter about it. Was it spot on?
Oh, it was great. I thought it was great.
Now, if you could see him do another impersonation of an NBA player or a legend, who would it be and why?
Man. I don't know. He's kind of done all the Top Gun. I mean, you'd have to kind of go back in the day. Bob Cousy.
When you were a young player coming in, you went at Jordan kind of famously. What's it like now, kind of being on the other side of that with the young guns coming at you towards the end of your career?
Honestly, they really don't right now. It's like, it's when Michael came in the league, he was still, the championship team playing at a really high level. And, right now where I'm at, I'm like 3 generations removed from these guys, man. So they don't really. It's more like they're not really coming at me like that. It's strange.
One thing Coach Bud said was that he didn't really hear much of the cheers of your name. Is that something that you paid attention to during the game?
No. No, I think for Buzz, the important thing for him is to make sure he stays locked in what his team is doing. They have an opportunity to make some noise in the playoffs, and I had a chance to talk to Darvin a little bit after the game, and they got 4 days off, and they got a nice, tough stretch coming up, so it's important for him to stay locked in, and I'm sure he'll keep it locked in. He don't play around.
How did it feel for you to hear your name, to hear the chant?
It felt amazing. I believe the next phase of my life is going to be a beautiful journey, just as the first one was.
Kobe, you have a choice. Which number would you like for the Lakers to retire?
Honestly, flip a coin. The fact that either one of them were up there with some of the NBA greats means everything to me, so flip a coin.
Some people think that you're going to go in the direction of Magic Johnson in terms of, business ventures. Can you give us any indication of which direction?
We'll business, of course, but it'll be a little different.
Have you consulted? Have you talked to him?
A little bit, but we don't have the same personality. Like I can't go around talking and smiling to people all day.
Right.
You know what I mean? I give you like a short window, and then I got So it'll be business, but it'll be different.
Kobe, in terms of
Dominique told me that he told you that you're the last generation. Right? Did you realize that before you had that talk with him? Me and some of the players that I grew up watching have had those conversations before, and I've always taken pride in being a throwback. Dominique saying that to me, I take that as a true compliment.
Kobe, just figuring out the puzzle of your workload. Are you comfortable playing these kind of minutes? But long term, or just that there are ways you want to tweak the.
What's long term?
I mean, the rest of the season.
Equinox pickup games, dude. Post your ass up there, man.
I'm sure he was. I mean, through the rest of the season.
Doesn't matter.
Kobe, 92 Olympics, Magic, Bird, one more shot with the fellas. Have you considered that in Brazil? I know you like soccer, Neymar, anything?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. It really just depends on my body, and it'd be great to hang out with the guys and one last time and to be around them and to compete with them a little bit and go out on that scale. And it's probably more special to me than some of the other players because I'm an overseas kid. I grew up playing in Italy. And, to kind of finish on a global format, surrounded by so many great athletes, would be pretty cool.
Kobe, what does the Lakers organization and Bus family means to you after 20 years?
I mean everything to me. I mean, listen, our relationship is beyond that of owner-player. I mean, we'll always be tied at the hip, and I was very fortunate to be with such a great family that has so much loyalty and gave me the opportunity to spend 20 years with an organization.
Do you ever give the young guys a tough time as you've been on this team longer than they've been alive?
No, I mean, only one player, just trying to talk trash from the bench, and I made that comment to him, and he quickly didn't say anything anymore because he understood how old I am, basically. But no. If anything, it's just helping the young guys out more than anything.
Kobe, what will you miss about the game when it's all said and done?
Aside from the camaraderie, the competition, and putting puzzles together, just the basic elements of the game. Like the smell of the ball, the sound of the ball bouncing, the squeak of the sneakers, the little buzz of the lights, that you hear in the arena. Nobody's around. It's just constant humming. The sound of the net. All those little geeky things.